Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Swap Penguin, and welcome to Legalese for Newbies, episode 8. Today we're going to be retaking property law again. And we're going to be discussing adding more to what is the good and bad faith principle. And we're going to be talking about the effects of good and bad faith upon a property. Again, let's make a quick distinction here. I come from a civil system, a code system. This may not apply to everyone, especially in the Americas, which is not just a common law system, but an equity system. I'll discuss that later because I learned that this week and it was like, oh my gosh. Especially when it comes to the topic of servidumbres en equidad. Equity, agreements on equity or servitudes in equity. Yeah, that sounds awesome. It doesn't mean anything about, equality and all that. No. It deals with something else. Okay. The effects of a good faith are that the good faith is always assumed. And that doesn't matter where you put it and what system you are, you always assume good faith. And the person who alleges the bad faith has to prove that there is bad faith. In a very specific code, article of the Civil Code in Puerto Rico, 2009, 2010, there is a very specific rule. Actually, it's 2010. Yeah, it's right there. It's in my bag. There's a very particular rule about this, and it is that in Article 393 of the Civil Code, it tells us that possession of goods, of mobile goods, and I'll explain right now what mobile goods are. Okay, let me take. Possession of mobile goods that have been acquired in good faith equals the title. Puerto Rico has a very particular instance in which a person doesn't acquire dominion over a good unless it has a title and it doesn't have title. That's okay. According to my professor and according to Push Brutal, Spaniard, if you're ever gonna do anything with Spanish law or any Spanish-speaking country, you're gonna know Push Brutal. You're gonna make very good friends with a dictionary, with a legal dictionary. Push Brutal tells us that in Puerto Rico we have a system. We have a two-part system of acquiring dominion. Dominion is acquired in Puerto Rico by título, which is the exercise, a judicial exercise, in which in a tradition, and that's called tradition. Tradition means, and I will always thank my professor for explaining this for me. Tradition means that you pass on something to another person. In this case, the tradition of the title goes from one person, me, owner, to the buyer, which is the other, receives a tradition. I keep in mind when everyone says tradition in the sense of judicial acquisition of goods, it means passing on one thing to another. Oops, sorry. That said, and then there's the mode. Mode means the handing over of the goods. In Puerto Rico, you can say, I have the title, but if you don't have the goods, or you don't have the symbolic holding of the goods, it's not yours. It's technically, you just have an obligation of one person to hand over the goods. Now, as I said before, what is the difference between mobile and immobile goods? Mobile, it's a very loose translation of muebles. It's the Spanish word, and like I said, English is my second language. It's not exactly perfect, but bien inmueble means that mobile goods is anything that isn't planted on the ground. It isn't staying on the ground, and the purpose is not to stay in the ground, because you can have something that moves around. It doesn't move around, and the purpose is there. It's just value. Okay, mobile goods acquired by good faith, you don't have a registry. Especially in Puerto Rico, you don't have a registry of mobile goods except cars. Because cars are basically a different monster altogether. I don't discuss that here. We're talking about property. In mobile goods, it's all known as real property. Real means erga omnes, that our property is over a property has an obligation erga omnes. Erga omnes means, let's review, over all men. Erga omnes, all men. And in mobile, or we're gonna call it from now on real property, or property for short, that is a building. This right here, this is real property. This is house, and that is most of the class is dealing with this. When you have good faith, you get a lot of protections, and you also get a lot of benefits. When you have a building acquired in good faith, and someone built upon it, and that's called edification, that's not like, oh, repairs. Edification and repairs are not the same thing. Repairs are basically necessary for the house to keep functioning. Those get paid back no matter what faith you have. You're maintaining a good. Now, edification is any additions, any significant additions that extend the life or add more purpose. Here comes the distinction. Good faith will have those when it's sold, will have the right to be compensated for all those edifications. Bad faith basically has to pay the owner back for the edification and the materials used. As you can see, good and bad faith are essential to anything pertaining properties. And let's see, I have a minute left, so one can deal with fruits. Fruits are not actual fruit. We're talking about whatever the property generates from the nature of it, like a tree. A tree generates and the cow. Let's go back to the cow. Anything that the cow makes, if I had it in good faith, it's mine. If I acquire the cow in bad faith, I have to pay back the cow and all the goods, all the fruits of labor that I made from it. I guess I think that's good enough for today. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe. Please read the disclaimer down below. And if you want me to discuss a certain topic, just leave a comment down below and I will get to it. I'm going to bid you all good night, good luck, and may the odds be forever in your favor, as they say in the Hunger Games. Bye-bye!